All right, let's see if this works. I can kind of see myself in the mirror. I was watching a BeardBrand video on how to style a mustache, and my mustache is getting kind of long. I've grown my beard out longer before, but and after a while, it just kind of looks like it doesn't look as strong when it gets longer. Some guys have really impressive beards when they get longer. I feel like if you have curly hair, it it all just kind of like locks itself in to be a nice strong beard. For mine, everything grows straight, and that's another thing. I wanted to grow out my mustache. Everything's proportional. Usually, I shave my mustache down. I think a lot of guys do. There's a whole thing. If you're not a beard guy, you wouldn't quite think of this. So if you're like venturing into beard, um, that every time you eat, like this is in the way. If you take a drink and you get a milk mustache, but you have a real mustache there, it'll literally turn your real mustache milky. So that's a problem. But anyways, I checked out their videos. I looked up how to style a mustache. It was one of the first ones to come up. I think it was one of their more popular ones. Um, so Greg, he's kind of an older looking guy. I think of him kind of looking like Santa Claus from the movie Tim Allen when he transforms into Santa Claus. He actually has a Santa Claus video on there, but he has that kind of like he almost has like a movie quality about his whole look. But he suggested a round brush, and he gives you like a step by step on how to get your mustache to have shape and style to it. And I looked at for a few stores for this. First went to Target over the weekend, and all they had for round brushes were like that big, and I was like, that's not going to work. Then I went to a beauty supply store, and they had a few smaller ones, but the bristles were really sharp. They were yeah, they were very stiff and very pointy. Where actually this one has little balls on the end, so it makes it very comfortable. Going back to look at his video just now, I actually noticed his brush is almost identical to this one. So this was about $8. So what he does, his is much longer. Well, he when he pulls his down, his goes past his bottom lip. So I'd almost feel like it's got maybe about length to there. But as far as styling goes, your mouth is mostly here, even though your mustache goes to the sides. So I have put a little notch right there, and then the rest is kind of pulled to the side. But my facial hair does tend to grow straight down. He calls that the walrus, but if you put a little notch into it and you kind of shape the sides, it's actually called a Hungarian. I didn't know that. So that's what I'm going to try to attempt. He puts a little bit of like a BeardBrand sells this product called sea salt. Sea salt. It sounds like salt water. So it sounds like water with maybe when you go to the beach and it textures your beard just a little bit. So I'm gonna just try. They use a blow dryer. So I'm gonna try. I know if you blow dry your actual hair on your head, you can, for long enough, if you get it wet out of the shower. This is when I had hair as a kid. You could literally pose it in any kind of position. Like my hair is just naturally like straight and flat, but if I would come out of the shower and I'd blow dry it, I could get it to stand straight up, and then it would be stuck that way. So there is a way to get your hair, if you can motion it to that way, maybe with heat or just repetitiveness, you can get it to stay. So I'm going to put his video to the test and see if I can actually kind of do like a copy video and get my mustache style. Because if I can't style my mustache, then I probably won't be able to grow it much larger than this. So let's try. So they start with pulling it down, which is kind of it doesn't seem like it would be the move, but pulling it down and out at the same time. So kind of like, and that's kind of why you want a round brush. So you can do like some spin action. Hopefully I'm not too close. So far, not much of a difference. again, he had a much grander mustache. So he actually uses some heat. I'm going to give that a go. You can actually see it. It does have a different look to it now. Like if you just had it come down, you could actually have it like the regular, when you're growing out a beard at the beginning, everything's just laying down like a goatee. And then once you get this more length, you can pop it out and free it up, and it gives it, it's like, oh, there's my mustache. Came out of nowhere. So let's see. I'm going to try some heat. So let's get it wet again. Kind of like coming out of the shower again. Hopefully this is not too loud. He uses a medium to high heat on, I don't know what he uses, but we'll just give it a shot. Kind of at an angle. I might have to cut some of this film out. So what it looks like right now, and then on the ends, instead of going down and out, you flip up. So let's give that a try. I will cut this part and I'll see if I can do anything in between. All right, I really didn't do a whole lot in between. I found it was really difficult to use the comb. So what I normally do when I'm just in the car, I usually just grab it. I'm just grabbing the mustache area and I just twirl it usually. So, you know, I usually kind of spin it here a little bit, give it like a little tip, and you know, I try to fold it up, and then I know it's going to just naturally fall. So it does come out a little straighter. Looking in the mirror, you know, I actually feel like this side is a little bit better. Almost like if you drew a line down my face, the one side of my whole head acts much differently than the other side of my head. And actually Greg was saying something like that with his mustache. You know, not bad. He uses a styling product, not a wax, but something else in his mustache to get the tips to do a form. I'm going to give that a try. I think I do have like a beard balm. I do have a wax too. The wax is like really hardcore. It gives it a really like you've tried a lot, where I believe like a balm, you want like a suggestion of a shape without the look of like you really tried. So let me see if I can get that. Okay. I have to back up. I did use this this balm I got a while back. It smells smells good. Almost like an industrial cleaner though. Hopefully you can see me. At least you can see my mustache. It's a white color, which actually one of the problems is if you put too much in, you actually have like a white creaminess look to the product you can see in your beard. Not a good look. So you'd really have to massage that in. You know, it's thicker than just a lotion or like a butter. But I think actually, this actually has like a nice swoop and a little up. I didn't really try much. I only have the product from like here down. Maybe if I put some, usually I just grab this and kind of pull it. If there's something like really noticeable in your way, you could cut it. But if you're trying to get it to grow out, the less cutting the better. So actually that's pretty good. I think I might actually stick to something like this. Sometimes you have like a little bit of a tip and sometimes you don't. Could come from like the hair below. So if it's a little bit uneven. But yeah, I think I could actually work with this. It looks very comparable to what he had. I don't know how much this brush actually helped. But I feel like I have what he's got. He does go in, he can get like, he can use the waxes and make like the complete little loops, I believe, on his beard. I've never gotten like a really crisp loop, but maybe once this kind of grows out, keeping the product in here. This is actually Bad Rick's. I think they had a good price on this. BeardBrand I find to be a bit on the high end. Their name seems to be out there, so they can charge a little bit extra. But yeah, if I can keep this look, I think my beard has a great shape to it right now. I almost feel like I don't want to give this too much longer. As I said, you kind of lose some strength to it. But yeah, I could definitely, this is definitely more of a put together look. I definitely want to look put together and not homeless. So I work in a school, and I had a little kid, like first grader, come up to me yesterday, and I think people are starting to notice the size. It's just a week or two more than it was a week ago. It's kind of getting to that more noticeable realm. She came up and just gave my beard a tug, which I don't want people touching my face. It actually kind of made me laugh a little bit later, kind of like a kid is just curious and tugging on Santa's beard. So all right, well, see how this video turns out. Hopefully you like it. Comment and subscribe. Please comment. Small channels, one of the benefits of going on a small channel is you're more likely to be heard, more likely to be read, more likely to have an interaction with a group. But I just like sometimes listening. Whoever has something good to say, I'll take a listen. So, all right, take care.